Hi there.
Hi, welcome to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
Today we're going to talk about our long tail items, what we do with them, how we address that, and how it works into an overall scheme of our store. So we're going to do some what solds here, and we're going to talk a little bit about each piece. We had a pretty good day yesterday, $220 for a Monday, so that wasn't too bad. So our first item up here is a license plate. This is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We just picked this up last week, so clearly not a long tail item for us. It sold right away. It was the only one on eBay. There's 3 other comps on that, and it sold for $26.74 after taxes and shipping. So that was actually part of a lot of 75 collector plates. They're all either plastic or aluminum. Some of them are going to be $10 items. Some of them are going to be closer to 30. But, we have one piece that sold right away. The others are probably going to be longer tail. It just is. It's for the Indianapolis 500. That's in May. We're listing now in October. So as we approach that date, I would expect that those sales will start to build. But it's also something we're aware of. So we know that we have 75 listings. We've got a certain amount of money into them, and we know that it's going to take us longer to get that capital back. But the volume of that collection, like I said, we bought 75 pieces. And for us, those are a relatively easy list, easy to shoot front and back. So
yeah, and you were able to set up a template, so we didn't have to answer every single item specific every single time, because we did have that template. So we were able to answer most of those item specifics right in the template, and then just make a couple of quick changes. And
we tend to do that when we do have quantity in a certain category. So you'll see that we also had some print material today, and we do the same thing on that. So we had a Mazda RX-7. This sold for $13.72. This is a sales brochure from 1988, and we've been sitting on that one for probably 6 months now.
Yeah.
So again, it's a culmination for us of all of our activity over the course of our store's life that allows us the sales that we get today. So, as long as you recognize it's going to take volume when you have longer tail items, then it can be a little bit more successful, because you're gonna allocate capital appropriately. You're not gonna bury a bunch of money into things that are gonna sit on the shelf for years. This next item up is a Washington State postcard, lower dollar item, $3.95. We'll make around $2.75 on that, but it's already ready to go. So that's just gonna drop into an envelope. It'll be out the door. Next thing up, we've got this 1910 postcard. You got some gentleman gawkers there. $5.43 on that card. Again, it just goes into an envelope. So super easy to pull for us, super easy to ship. And our cost on those is going to be in the pennies range.
He buys the whole box of a shoebox full of postcards.
500 to 1,000 at a time. And so by the time you break it all out on price points, you're literally talking less than a nickel a piece. But again, very long tail. Some of them won't ever sell. But you don't know which ones. That chrome card that we listed and sold, it's been listed for 6 months, and it finally somebody goes, oh, I like that image, I like that location, whatever. And so it's sold now. Next, we've got a patch. This we've had for probably close to 2 years now. Sold for $7.64, and this has got a felt back on it. So this is like right after World War II. The collection that we got that out of, there were dozens of postcards and patches. A gentleman was serviced in Europe post World War II. We've got a 3-piece order. Each one of these print ads sold for $14.92 each, and they're all going to the same customer. So you can see you got some amazing imagery on there. But again, print ads, very, very slow selling category. So again, we address that through volume. We can legitimately list 100 or more print ads in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So although they are tedious to break down, they are tedious to list, they don't take a long time.
Right.
So the fact that, we may have 2,000 to 3,000 print ads sitting in a drawer, uh, that doesn't take up a lot of capital. Our cost per print ad is fractions of a cent at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, we're really getting paid on our labor and storage fees, basically, the way I look at it. So,
Well,
but that's not bad because we've just put together a $45 sale.
Mm-hmm. And with those print ads, what he'll do is he'll break down like an entire year's worth of magazines, right? And then put them in some semblance of an order. So like with the old National Geographics, he'll put all of the train ones together, and if we've got a lot of trains, then he'll even break it down. These are the Southern Pacific, these are the Santa Fe, these are the Bud, these are, that way when we're going through, we've got them all scanned in together. Then it makes it that much easier to list because we can just go, okay, well, these are trains, so transportation is the category and all of that. And there's much less to change as we're listing, so it goes by super fast.
Right. On those specifically, if it's all the same line, it's just and it's the same year, it's just a different image. It's very easy to just, list your item, hit the sell similar tab, add your new photos, maybe change a couple of keywords in the title, and you're on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So that works very well for us. Next up, we've already packaged it, but we've got a box here. Not real beautiful to look at. These are the mid-century angel cone ornaments. These would have come out of post-war Japan. They sold for $37.53. We've already got them packed up. Again, all of our fragile items we pack before we put them on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have some way to prevent
Protect them.
damage on these types of fragile items. The last thing we've got, and this is surprisingly a faster selling item for us. It's been listed for less than a week.
Yeah, I was not expecting to sell this one.
So this is just like a pamphlet book. It's paperback. It's like 35 pages or so. This sold for $31.99, and it was part of a lot that we picked up. It was thrown in with some other print material, and we open it up and it's signed by the author.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've got a piece, something that would have readily been discarded. It's got a signature in it. It's going to increase the value, and it's relatively rare because it was like a self-published piece. So, and it pertains to our local history. So the shipping on it is going to be very low.
Because someone local is the one who's going to buy it.
It's going less than 100 miles. So it's going to be in like that zone 1, 2 with regard to the USPS shipping. So those are some of the examples that we have of our longer tail items, or maybe some more obscure stuff. Nothing that we've got out here is something that I would suggest anyone source, but we've managed to build a business out of it because of the volume. Now, like I said, we do have a 13,000 item store. So it means that there's stuff that's going to be sitting there for years potentially before we can recapture that capital. But the big key is that it's a low amount of capital per piece.
Mm-hmm. And even some of the stuff that you think like, oh, that's such a cool piece. Like, I don't understand why that hasn't sold yet. Sometimes you do need to be patient because like the jewelry and stuff that I sell, or, the ephemera that he sells, whatever it is that's in your local area, just because it's not the latest and greatest pop figure, or, whatever you think is eBay is telling everybody to sell, their luxury watches and stuff. Well, we can't find luxury watches around here. So, but these are the types of items that we can find around here. So with the fact that we just have so much of it and we're just consistent, we are going to get consistent results.
Right. The consistent volume is going out there. So, and then we like to categorize things when we're shopping, when we're buying. So all of those print ad pieces that we showed were all all related to transportation and trains. So, we have the train niche that we shop. We have the airplane niche that we shop. So, the more that you can focus in your store, the more you're able to get items like that, where, somebody comes along and they see three items that they're interested in. Well, then you can also offer the
Combined.
promotion where you'll offer 15% promotion if people buy multiple items in your store. So that
Yeah.
is something that we have in our store as well, that you do save when you buy multiple items in the same transaction.
Yeah, yesterday we had sold one of our airplane photographs, and then they also bought an AP photograph. So totally different collections, but they both had to do with airplanes. So we were able to get that combined shipping and everything. And they were able to find a couple of different types of pieces to add to their collection.
So I thank everyone for stopping in. The
Mm-hmm.
amount of subscriber growth has been tremendous, so I appreciate everyone subscribing.
We
I
really
appreciate
do.
the comments. Your comments do inspire us as to what we should be posting. I think the person today that had actually posted about long tail items and how they find that they have to list daily in order to get the long tail items up and out of their inventory. We have the same experience. We
Mm-hmm.
we source primarily long tail items only because there's not the hot pop items in our area.
Mm-hmm.
Our local demographic we've talked about before is 38% below the national. 38% of our population is below the national poverty line. So it is a older population, with the majority of the population being over 65 and also being in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So it changes the dynamic of the things that we're able to source. If you live in a more urban area or a younger populous area, you might be finding different items that might be a little bit hotter, a little bit more now. But it doesn't mean that there's not the potential for growth and success in your eBay business, even in a more rural or poorer community.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate everyone stopping in. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Like and subscribe, comment below. Thanks.